You're not dressing to prove anything. Not to the world, not to your past self, not even to the mirror. You're dressing to remember who you are. And some mornings, that remembering can feel harder than it should. You pull out pieces you once loved, ones that used to feel like second skin, and suddenly, they seem foreign, out of rhythm with the woman you've become. It's not that you've lost your style, it's that your style has grown quieter, more refined, more certain. It no longer shouts to be seen, it simply asks to be felt. Today, I want to take you on a gentle walk through 5 timeless summer-style secrets that Italian women over 60 embody so effortlessly. Not to make you look younger, not to make you trendy, but to show you how to dress in a way that mirrors your presence, light, graceful, and completely your own. This isn't about copying a look from a magazine or reinventing your wardrobe. It's about reconnecting with something that was always inside you and allowing your clothing to reflect that quiet power. Because summer doesn't need loud patterns or complicated layers. It needs clarity, ease, and choices that say, I know who I am. So let's begin not with rules, but with a feeling. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine this: a quiet morning breeze sweeping through the hills of Lake Como, linen brushing softly against your skin, soft leather beneath your feet, the kind of presence that enters a room long before you say a word. There's no rush, no pressure, just you, your breath, and the understated beauty of being comfortable in your own skin. If this sounds like the kind of elegance you want to welcome into your life again, or perhaps for the very first time, I invite you to stay with me. And if you find even a single phrase today that resonates with your heart, I'd be so grateful if you would subscribe, leave a comment below, and share this video with someone who deserves to feel seen again. Now, let's begin. 1. Skin-kissed colors. There's a quiet magic to the way certain colors settle on the skin, like sunlight filtered through soft curtains. They don't demand attention, they invite closeness. In Italian summer style, color is never just decoration. It's memory, it's intention. And for women over 60, it's one of the most powerful tools we have to express vitality without ever chasing youth. Skin-kissed colors are not bold. They are warm, whispering tones that catch the light just enough to reflect it back onto you. Soft ivories, gentle blush, warm terracotta, muted olive, golden sand. These aren't trend colors. They are time-honored hues that harmonize with aging skin, enhancing it rather than competing with it. When you wear these tones, something subtle happens. Your skin begins to glow, not because of makeup or lighting, but because you've chosen colors that partner with your undertone rather than fight against it. They warm you, they soothe you, and more importantly, they allow others to see you, really see you, without distraction. What Italian women understand is that color isn't about being seen louder. It's about being seen clearly. There's nothing wrong with black, but in summer, black can feel like armor. It absorbs heat. It closes you off. While warm neutrals, those kissed by the sun shades, feel like an open door. They welcome you back into yourself. As we age, our natural coloring changes. What once felt flattering can suddenly feel harsh. But that's not a loss. It's a shift. A gentle invitation to evolve our palette and rediscover tones that make us feel alive again. Choosing the right color isn't about fashion rules. It's about alignment. When you wear a color that flatters your natural warmth, your hair, your skin, your eyes, you no longer look done. You simply look right. And that, in essence, is the Italian secret. Not to impress with color, but to connect, to soften, to glow without trying. Because in summer and in life, sometimes the most radiant choice is the one that quietly says, I'm here, fully, beautifully, still glowing. 2. One statement piece only. There's something profoundly elegant about restraint, not the kind that hides you, but the kind that refines you, that says, I know what deserves attention, and I know what doesn't need to shout. In Italian summer style, this principle is both simple and transformative. Wear only one statement piece. It could be a sculptural necklace that draws the eye to your collarbone, a delicate scarf tied effortlessly around the neck, a wide-brimmed straw hat that casts just the right amount of mystery over your eyes, but never all at once. This isn't about minimalism in the trendy sense. It's about intentionality. Italian women don't clutter their look to feel interesting. They curate their presence to feel complete. One bold element becomes a conversation, not a competition. It gives the eye a place to rest, the outfit a rhythm, and your energy room to shine through. When everything in your outfit is asking for attention, nothing is truly seen. But when one piece speaks, it echoes through the entire ensemble. And perhaps, more importantly, choosing one statement says something deeper, that you trust yourself, that you no longer feel the need to decorate every inch in order to feel beautiful, that you've edited your style down to its most graceful truth. There is such confidence in letting go of the excess, in letting one detail carry the weight of your expression. It's in that restraint that your elegance becomes most visible. So next time you get dressed, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what is the one piece I want to speak for me today? And then, let it speak. Because true style, at any age, is not about how much we wear. It's about how little we need to wear to feel fully ourselves. 3. Leather sandals over foam flip-flops. There's a kind of grounding that happens when your feet are cradled by something real. Not just functional, but intentional. Something crafted. Something that tells a story of care. In Italian summer style, footwear is never an afterthought. It's an anchor, a subtle yet powerful detail that speaks to dignity, practicality, and grace. And one choice defines this approach perfectly: leather sandals over foam flip-flops. On the surface, both serve the same purpose, to carry you through the heat of summer. But one does it with presence, the other with permission to disappear. Leather sandals have a quiet structure. They mold to your feet over time, softening with each step, becoming more yours the longer you wear them. They offer a silhouette, a shape, a statement that says, I belong, here, now, fully. Foam flip-flops, on the other hand, are often loud in color but flat in intention. They're made for convenience, not beauty, for speed, not presence. They don't invite you to pause at the cafe or stroll slowly through a garden. They rush you to the grocery store. They say, I didn't think about this. But leather? Leather tells a different story. It says you chose texture over trend, that you understand elegance isn't about embellishment, it's about material. You chose something natural, timeless, and enduring. Something that makes even the most casual outfit feel complete. And more than that, it changes the way you move. There's a subtle shift in posture, in energy, when you know your shoes were chosen with love. You feel it in the way you step, in the way you pause, in the way you occupy space, not forcefully, but assuredly. Italian women don't just wear shoes, they arrive in them. So if you've ever felt that your summer style was missing something grounded, something graceful, perhaps it begins at your feet. Not by adding more height or shine, but by choosing something that feels like you and only gets better with time. That, too, is what elegance looks like after 60, worn in, well-chosen, and wonderfully yours. 4. Confidence as your final accessory. There comes a point in life when the most radiant thing you can wear is something no one can touch, no one can buy, and no one can fake. That something is confidence. Not the kind that demands attention, not the kind we were taught to perform in our younger years. All smiles, heels, and careful posture, but the quiet kind. The kind that settles into your shoulders when you know who you are. The kind that makes space around you when you enter a room, Not because you're loud, but because you're grounded. This is the final accessory, and it doesn't live in your closet. It lives in the small decisions you make every day, like choosing to wear linen that moves with you, or sandals that support you, or soft tones that reflect your warmth rather than fight it. Confidence at this stage in life is not about being flawless. It's about being fluent in your own presence, about trusting that your value doesn't come from how well you fit into a trend, but how deeply you inhabit yourself. Italian women understand this intuitively. Their style is not about impressing others, it's about honoring themselves. And that's why it works, because it's not performative, it's personal. When you carry yourself with that kind of certainty, the clothes become secondary. They simply frame what's already complete. You're not trying to be noticed. You're simply no longer hiding. There's something deeply magnetic about a woman who walks slowly, speaks softly, and dresses with intention, not to prove, not to convince, but to express. And that magnetism doesn't fade with age. It sharpens. So as you explore what summer style looks like for you, remember this. No outfit is truly finished until it's worn with confidence. Not the loud kind, the lived-in kind. The kind that doesn't ask, "Do I look okay?" but says, gently and without apology, "I'm here, and I'm whole." Style, at its most powerful, is not about being seen by others. It's about finally seeing yourself again, clearly, kindly, with a sense of calm recognition. The Italian women who float through cobblestone streets in soft linen, with wind in their hair and ease in their bodies, they aren't chasing attention. They're walking in remembrance. Remembrance of who they are, what they love, what feels right, what no longer needs to be performed. And perhaps that's the essence of this journey, not to dress like someone else, but to dress like the version of yourself you've been longing to return to. You are not invisible. You never were. But sometimes, the clothes we wear, the fast ones, the careless ones, the too young or too safe ones, they dull our light instead of reflecting it. But when you begin to choose pieces that move with your body, colors that echo the warmth in your soul, and textures that make you feel quietly beautiful, you remember, and you begin to shine again. That shine doesn't come from sequins or size tags. It comes from alignment, from authenticity, from a kind of gentle elegance that doesn't fade with age. It deepens. So if something in this video resonated with you, a phrase, a principle, or even just a moment where you felt seen, I want to invite you to do something small but meaningful. Leave a comment below. Tell me, which part spoke to you most today? And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing. This space is yours too, a place where beauty isn't about proving anything. It's about coming home to yourself. Thank you for spending this time with me. May your summer be soft, your steps be grounded, and your style, always, reflect the fullness of who you are.